What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 25-minute cars only focused Kinstretch class. So today's class is going to be a little bit different, as we're just going to be working through the cars from the neck all the way down to the toes. We're going to be hitting it with some different variations, and we're going to be working in capsule cars with our hips and our shoulders. But this will be primarily from a standing position. We're going to get down into the quadruped for the linear cat-cow, or the linear spine car. But this is a great class that you can do in the morning before you go off to work. Do at the end of the day if you didn't get enough movement in with your daily routine. This could be a pre-workout. This could be, warm up as you get ready for any activity that you're going to do. It could also be a cool down that you could do after some more strenuous activity, just to kind of bring your body back down. Pay attention to those joints, make sure everything is moving as it should, and then you can also use it as a way to identify any roadblocks or any chronic pain, anything problems you may run into, so that you can go get it checked out by a professional or someone that can help you work through those roadblocks. So we're just gonna get started right into it with some standing neck cars, and then we'll just work our way all the way down the body. So I'm gonna start nice and tall. I'm gonna lock in my shoulders, squeeze my armpits, pull my arms to my body. Continue to reach down. We can make fists trying to punch down towards the floor, or we can go open palm, reaching down through those middle fingers. Either way works. Just get a solid base to that lower body, brace that core. We'll start chin to the chest. I'm gonna rotate chin to collarbone. Ear will go over my shoulder. Rotate chin to the sky, all the way over, left ear over left shoulder. Chin to the chest, rotate through. One more time. Up and over, keep everything still, lock it in, rotate through, and let's go back the other way. We're going 2 reps each direction of everything here. Up and over the top, ear goes to the shoulder, chin to the chest, rotate through. We got one more time. Look over that blind spot, ear over the shoulder, rotate over the top, chin to the right collarbone, and rotate through. That was called cervical spine cars. Now we're gonna go our linear spine cars. So we're gonna work our cat-cow. So if you've done yoga, you'll know about this one. I'm gonna have my hands under my shoulders, knees under my hips. I'm gonna start up in full flexion. So I'm gonna tuck my tailbone, work all the way up. This is our cat position. Just make sure everything is working towards flexion. So I'm tucking my tailbone, driving my back up to the sky, pulling my chin to the chest. And we're gonna go 2 reps. I'm gonna go my segmental variation here, so I'm just gonna work to extend 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow, just extend all the way up the spine. We're at the tailbone, we're working through the lower back, up to about the mid back. Just continue to work 1 segment at a time, nice and slow. Take your time here. We're at about thoracic spine, mid-chest level. Lift those collarbones, lift the chest. We don't need to lift the chin all the way up to the sky, but just lift the chin, get some extension through that neck. Now we're in our cow position. This is full extension. We're just gonna work the exact same way, working on flexion, starting at the tailbone. Tuck the tailbone under you. Everything else is an extension until it's that vertebrae's turn to flex. Work all the way back up. We got 2 reps here, nice and slow. Flex that T-spine, pull the chin to the chest. Now let's do 1 more rep going each way, starting at the tailbone. 1 vertebrae at a time. Segmental extension it's called. Take your time, go as slow as you want. Slower the better here. Extend, get full extension, cow position. Last one. Start at that tailbone, really work to segment. Keep everything else locked in. Nothing else moves. Work your way all the way back up into that cat position. Flex everything. And relax. Let's go and stand it up. So now we have what's called our rotational spine car, or just our spine car. So we're gonna go with a wide base here. So you can start, feet will be close. That's a great variation. It's gonna be a lot harder to stabilize. So you can go shoulder width, you can go even wider, you can go as wide as you like, really. The wider you go, the wider your base, the more contact you have with the floor, the more ground you cover. It's called a wider base of support. So it's going to allow you to stay more stable, because remember, with our spine car, we want it spine and only spine. We don't want hips, we don't want knees moving, we want to keep everything else still. So we're just going to think wide base, pressure into the floor, so you should feel some adductor work here. Try to grip the ground with the feet, with those legs, squeeze the glutes, keep everything locked in from the waist down. Think waist down, you're in cement. From here, I'm going to hold my shoulders. I can make fists, I can reach around, grab the shoulders, or give myself a good bear hug, and then just keep everything one moving piece. Variation you choose to hold is up to you. Just go chin in the chest, and then we're just gonna flex forward as far as you can before your hips wanna move. Make sure those glutes stay tight through the whole course of the set here. We're gonna rotate to one side as far as you can go. Bend on that side, lateral flexion. From the lateral flexion position, we're gonna start to extend. I'm gonna get tall, working to extend through the full spine, keep the glutes tight. Everything else is engaged. I'm in full extension here. It's just like my cow position. From the extension, I will rotate, lateral flex, pull my elbows into my body, slowly rotate through the center. One more time, rotate, lateral flexion, extension from tailbone all the way up through the top of my back. Rotate, lateral flexion, pull those elbows in, come through the center. Okay, that's two to my right, two to my left. Reset the lower body tension if needed. Rotate left, flex left, extend, get tall, rotate in that extension, lateral flexion, pull those elbows through. Back to my start position one more time, stay tight, rotate, laterally flex, extend, get tall, get tall, get tall, rotate and extension, lateral flexion, elbows pull through, into the body, and relax. So that was our spine car, or the rotational spine car. You could also make that what's called a T-spine or a thoracic spine car by locking in more here. So instead of extending through the full spine, now we can make it just more of a T-spine variation. Those are both great variations you can work. Sometimes you can work the full spine, sometimes you can work just the T-spine, both great variations, but then also play around with the base position. So that was standing wide stance. Of course, if you've done the class with us before, you know we do tall kneeling or collapse kneeling. There's a lot of variations. We want to be good at all of them. Okay, so the next one we got is shoulder blades. So I'm gonna go hands at my sides. So if I have a seam down the side of my shorts, my middle finger, or in between my middle and ring finger, will sit right on that seam. My elbows will be locked out. I'm just gonna keep everything else still, get a good brace. Elbows stay straight on my side. They can move up and down. Just don't let them move forward and back. That's the arm getting involved, but we really just wanna isolate shoulder blade to drive that shoulder joint. Okay, so go hands at your sides. Keep them there the whole time. We're gonna go up, forward, down, pull back, squeeze, keep squeezing up as I come over the top again. We got two more there. Take your time. Really try to lock out the elbows. Try not to let them leave your side. Up and over, make this a circular motion. Try not to just do the four corners, but really work on making the biggest possible circle you can. That's three, and reverse. We're going back and down, forward, up, back, down, one more time, forward, up, back, and pull down. Very good. Next one we got is our shoulder car. So in the shoulder car, in a split stance position. So I have my right toe lined up with my left heel. Feet are straight ahead. I'm going to slightly tuck this tailbone of my back leg, just give me a little posterior tilt, squeeze that glute. So a lot of times people are going to want to do this, right? So we're going to preemptively tuck, squeeze, hips stay stable, ribs stay right over my pelvis. From there, I'm going to take this arm, my arm on the same side as my back leg, rotate it out, elbow stays straight the whole time, left hand goes to the rib cage to remind me not to allow that to happen. Keep that tight, reach across the body, come up and over, come all the way up into shoulder flexion. From there, we're gonna rotate, reach and rotate around, down to my start position. Back of my hand is at my side. Reset the core if you need to, extend back. Come over the top, scrape the ear with the bicep, reach across the body. Come down to my start position. Reset, take a breath if you need to. Squeeze that glute, drive those ribs down. Really fight to not let the ribs or the lower back extend, especially as we come over the top. Reach back, turn that whole arm over, not just the hand. Everything stays still. Down to your side. Last one, last half rep. Thumb comes up and over. Scrape the ear with the biceps, scrape the shoulder across the body. Come down and relax and switch. We're only gonna go 2 reps there. And we're gonna go to the left side, of course. We're gonna go 2 reps because we're gonna do some shoulder capsule car work in addition to the shoulder car. So same thing, split stance. Left foot's back, left toe is lined up with right heel. Squeeze the glute, keep that tight the whole time, keep those ribs down. Left hand is facing you, out to the side. And now I will come across the body with a straight elbow, palm is up. Reach back, rotate full arm. Come down to my side and reverse. Thumb comes up. As high as I can go from here. Once I can't get the thumb any higher, that's extension. Now I will just turn that arm over. Elbow stays locked. Come across the body, turn that palm up. Come all the way down to my start position. Reset the tension, squeeze those glutes. Strong, stable bends. Come over the top, reach back, rotate. Down to my side, everything stays still. Ribs don't move, head shouldn't move, hips shouldn't move. Come across the body and back down. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna do some shoulder capsule cars here. So we're gonna do 2 variations. We're gonna do a straight arm capsule car and a bent arm capsule car. So the straight arm, we're just gonna get a strong base, ribs over my hip, ribs over my pelvis. Feet will be together here, glutes are tight, arms out to the side. So I make fists, or I can go open palm, or if you have tennis balls, you can squeeze tennis balls. That just allows you to create a little bit more tension. It's up to you. We're just gonna rotate in, so I can pour out the water, go as far forward as I can before I wanna shrug, right? So I'm coming in, rotate out as far as I can go before I want to arch that lower back, right? So really stay disciplined here, keeping the core nice and braced. That's 1, we got 4 more. Each direction, pause and squeeze at each end position. Feel that upper arm, feel that capsule rotating, right? So we're rotating the head of my humerus in the shoulder capsule. This is really the foundational joint motion of the shoulder and of the joints in general. This tells us how much capsular space we have at that shoulder, the amount of space we have to work with, right? It's what we call the workspace. Last one each way, rotate, 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 squeeze. Last one, external rotation, palms are up, rotate the head of that humerus in that shoulder capsule, and shake them out for a second. Next one we'll do is our bent arm. A little bit more challenging, just feel a little bit more tension, especially as you come into external rotation for most people. Same thing, really stay focused and disciplined, keeping that core tight. You're gonna want to arch as you go into external rotation, really work to keep that tight, okay? So we're gonna go up here, ribs down, elbows are straight out from the side of my shoulders, bent to 90 degrees. Again, I can make fists, I can open palm, I can hold tennis balls, whatever you wanna do. Stay tight. Think elbows stay there, and we're just gonna rotate. Again, this is the head of my humerus, rotating in the shoulder capsule, go as far as I can. This one's gonna be a lot tougher to not allow that to happen, right? So go think subtle back and down tension of the shoulder blades. That just gives them something to do so they don't wanna shrug up as I hit the bottom, internal rotation, push into it. Now stay tight through those ribs, tight through that core, squeeze those glutes. External rotation, try to drive those palms, try to drive the hands behind the body. That's 1. We got 5 each way. 2. 3. 2 more. Drive. 4, last one. Give it a good squeeze. and 5. Very good. So shoulder cars, straight arm capsule cars, and bent arm capsule cars. Capsule cars are great to do pre-cars, great to do post-cars, they're great to do supersets with different exercises. Great way to get the body going, especially in the morning, because it, like I said, it's the foundational movement of that joint, right? So internal, external rotation shows how the shoulder is actually rotating, so that the better my internal, external rotation is, the higher capacity, the higher ceiling I have for flexion and extension and adduction, abduction, because now the shoulder shows that it can rotate. The shoulder shows that it can rotate, it can do all of the other motions that involve rotation. So from here, we're gonna go into elbows. We have elbow cars. We're just gonna go from standing position. I'm gonna, same thing, feet together, inside of my arms, out of my rib cage. Like I'm doing like a bicep curl here. So think shoulders are just nice and centrated, nice and locked in. Elbows are tight. I'm gonna come up like I'm doing a bicep curl, but I don't wanna turn my palms towards me. I wanna think palms turn out. So as I come up, turn out, squeeze those biceps, keep everything else still, rotate in, and extend like a tricep extension down. One more that same way, rotate out, up, in, down. We're gonna stay down now, come up, bicep reverse curl. Now rotate out as far as I can, it's called supination. Come down, one more time, turn over, pronation, curl up. Supination, really work to turn those elbows out and come down. Those elbows, let's go to wrists. We'll go one wrist at a time. So I'm just gonna think, lock in here, ribs are down, core stays tight, extend and rotate out. Make sure that form stays up and down. Nothing else is moving, right? Just my wrist. I'm just using this hand, thumb over the top. Keep everything nice and still. Let's reverse that. Out, down. Really, you can open those fingers as you extend. Up, one more, out, down. Imagine I'm balancing my cell phone or a cup of coffee on the top side of that, on the underside of that forearm, I should say. And switch. Palm is up. Elbow is right on my ribs. Forearm is straight up and down, trying to keep this position here. So like I said, if you have a cell phone, cup of coffee balancing here, we're just gonna hold that position and then just work extension to start, come out, up into flexion, come in, one more time, do extension, really push those boundaries here. We just got 2 each direction, come up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, back up. Next one we got is our hips. So I'm gonna be using a stick mobility stick. You could use a dowel. Ideally you would use, a wall, a post, something on the squat rack, just something to allow you to stay stable so you don't have to worry about balance. We don't want to make this balance exercise, we just want to make it the most functional hip exercise that we can do. So I'm gonna be holding a stick, but again, hold onto a wall, hold onto something that's gonna keep you nice and stable. So we're gonna go 2 left hip cars here, and then we'll finish with some capsule cars on each side. So I'm gonna go right leg is locked out. I'm gonna reach my leg out to the side, turn that leg in, so the toe's facing in, come across the body, come up into external rotation and hip flexion, stay externally rotated, come out. From here, I will internally rotate, come out, around, through to my start position, straight back, come out to the side, come over the top, get to here, and now I will externally rotate across and down. From there, I'll just do one more rep, drive that stick down if you're using a stick, stay externally rotated, keep those ribs over that pelvis, just work that hip. Maybe less range of motion than you expect. That's because it's all coming from the hip. Come up, over, and down. So we're gonna stay 90 degrees here. I will do capsule cars. So I'm just gonna externally rotate and then internally rotate. So I'm just trying to keep my femur straight out from my hip. We're just gonna rotate. That's internal, external, internal, that's 3, external, internal, one more, stay tall, external, internal, and switch. Okay, 2 hip cars, hold that stick on the opposite side. You could do 2 sticks, you could do a stick on the same side, just different variations you can play around with. Ideally, like I said, hold on to a squat rack, hold on to a doorway, something that allow you just to stay nice and stable so you don't have to worry about balance here, okay? So 2 reps, turn the leg out, but turn the toe in, come up, externally rotate, open up, internally rotate, fight for more range as you extend, straight back, extension, open that leg, come up, lift that foot, and down. One more time if you want to step down and across. Drive that stick down, externally rotate, abduct, internally rotate, swing it through, extension, open it up, come back to the start if you want to hit a little of that. It's external rotation, we're gonna go from here. Got capsule cars. External, internal, just keep that core tight. Nothing else is moving, here we go. So try not to flex there, right? Just keep it all in the head. That's 2. External, internal, 3. External, internal, last 1. External, internal, and set down. Those are hip cars with standing hip capsule cars. Definitely not easy, especially if you're doing them slow, controlled, with good methodical movements there. Into our kneecaps. So the kneecaps, I'm just here, I'm gonna relax this leg. I'm just gonna find the kneecap, find the edges. We're just gonna go up and down, make sure you can move up and down, side to side, and then we're gonna go 3 clockwise rotations, and then 3 counterclockwise rotations. Make sure that leg is relaxed. You're not going to be able to move that kneecap if the leg is not relaxed. Go to the other side, legs relaxed, kneecap up and down, side to side. Now let's go 3 circles around. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. We're gonna go to the knee rotation now. So if you want to use a stick, you want to use a post, something to hold on to, you can. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging for your balance, you can certainly do this without any balance support. So I'm gonna go here. So it's gonna be slightly bent. I will externally rotate the tibia. I will extend, internally rotate. I don't want to lock out. I won't be able to internally rotate my tibia if I lock out. So just before lockout, so I'm gonna go 2 each way, internal. Now I'm just gonna reverse. I'm internally rotate with my tibia, extend, external, flex. Internal rotation, extend, external rotation, flex, and switch. So knees slightly bent, externally rotate that tibia, try to keep the femur still, extend, don't lock out, internal, flex, external, extend, internal, flex, internal, extend, external, flex. One more, internal, extend, external, flex. Let's get those knees going, get those knees rotating. We don't always think about the knees as a rotational joint, but we need to be able to internally, externally rotate that tibia so we can do all the other activities that we want to do. 2 more, we got hips, or I'm sorry, we got ankles and we got toes. So I'm gonna go here. So again, you can make this about balance if you want, or you can hold onto a stick, hold onto a post, something that just allows you to get full ankle cars here. So this leg is locked out, this leg is locked out. Try not to move any other part of the leg. Just rotate that ankle. Come around and reverse. 2 reps. Out, up, in, down, and switch. Stand tall, lock the leg out, point that toe, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, and reverse, out, up, in, down, out, up, in, down. Okay, last one is our toe cars. You throw the stick off to the side if you're using one. Toes right under the hips. Go hands on the hips, hands behind you, whatever you want to do. Lift those toes, spread them. So that's our toe abduction. We're gonna place all the toes on the floor, spread apart as possible. Press your 4 toes into the floor. Lift your big toe, back down. Lift your big toe, down. One more, lift the big toe, and down. 4 toes. So we'll now lift with the big toe down, so big toe goes down. Lift the 4 toes, try not to roll in. Try to keep the balls of your toes down. Down, 1, lift, down, 2, lift, down, 3, and lift all the toes. Spread them again. Big toe down, big toe up. Big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up. Last one, we call it the piano key. We're going pinky toe, 4th toe, 3rd toe, 2nd toe, big toe. Pinky toe down, 4th toe, 3rd toe, 2nd toe, big toe. 2 more. Pinky, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Last one, lock it in. Everything's nice and tight. Pinky toe, 4th toe, 3rd toe, 2nd toe, and big toe. Very good. That was our 25-minute, maybe a little bit longer than 25-minute full body car sequence from the standing position. Again, that's when you can do pre-workout, post-workout, before work, after work. Really just a good way to get yourself moving, get the body going from the top, from the chin, the neck, all the way down to the toes, really hitting every single joint in the body, making sure we're moving as we should on a daily basis. Continue working on those cars, and I hope to see you at the next class.